YouTube, Jim here. Shh. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. You know, most nations of the world have something to protect. An installation or building that houses something incredibly important or immensely valuable. What the heck. To keep the treasured contents from falling into the wrong hands, highly sophisticated security measures and trained guards are employed, giving us these top 10 most well-guarded places on the planet. Of course, we're not guarding that subscribe button and bell, so while we're not looking, hit them and click them to be notified every time we upload a new archive video. Oh boy, can't wait to expose these. Let's get started. Number 10. Vatican Secret Archives. Is the Vatican's repository of historical religious texts and archives really that difficult to gain access to, considering it makes documents public after 75 years? Despite the illusion of openness, the Vatican secret archives are actually still very protected, especially when it comes to documents dated after 1939 and the personal accounts of cardinals from 1922 and beyond. Entry can be requested by students of a higher education university that can provide a letter written by said institute. But if you think you're just walking in, the armed Swiss Guards and Vatican City Police Force may have something to say about it. You know, if only we had that kind of security for our own archives. Oh well. Number 9. The Secret Vaults of the Mormon Church. Allegedly just a collection of genealogy and historical records, the guarded vault in Granite Mountain seems to be one of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints' greatest mysteries. Thought to house over 2.4 million rolls of microfilm and who knows what other secrets, the secret vaults are completely closed off to public access, which is enforced by 14-ton blast doors, the natural facing of Little Cottonwood Canyon, and frequent patrols. Seemingly less concerned about documents going missing, the LDS prefers to keep the vault locked tight to better regulate the climate and avoid document destruction. Number 8. Alcatraz of the Rockies. If the real world had an Arkham Asylum, chances are the Alcatraz of the Rockies, better known as Supermax, would be it. The worst of the worst wind up at this Florence, Colorado penitentiary, and the cemented walls house such pillars of the community as Unabomber Ted Kaczynski, 1993 World Trade Center bomber Ramzi Youssef, and before his death, Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh. To keep these villainous figures where they belong, Supermax employs solitary cells equipped with cameras and microphones, motion detectors, pressure pads, 12-foot razor wire fences, heavily armed guards, and 1,400 remote-controlled steel doors, which can also be closed all at once via a panic button. Number 7. The Korean Demilitarized Zone. If you think it's easy to cross over the 160 miles long border separating North and South Korea, well, let's just say it's not like getting into Canada, or crossing any national border for that matter. Known for being the most heavily guarded border in the world, the DMZ dividing the two nations was established by the Korean Armistice Agreement. Ensuring no one crosses without consent, the DMZ is lined with landmines and protected by heavily armed guards and barbed wire fences. Since the 2.5 miles wide zone is so dangerous for humans, Mother Nature has had a chance to move in and reclaim the land. Number 6. Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Not only does the New York Federal Reserve Bank secure gold for the United States government, foreign governments, private account holders, and major banks, it's where U.S. monetary policy is implemented. With over 500,000 gold bars within, one can understand why the vault housing the abundance of gold is protected by a 90-ton, 9-foot-tall steel cylinder, a 140-ton steel and concrete frame, 24-hour security monitoring, motion sensors, timed automatic locking, and the Armed Federal Reserve Police Force. And then there's the lengthy process involved every time the vault is opened, even for maintenance purposes. Number 5. Area 51. Whether it houses extraterrestrial corpses or super-secret military gadgets, the public will never be given access to the inner workings of Area 51. How do we know for sure? Well, the level of security present at the Nevada military base is a pretty good sign. From helicopter and four-wheel scouts to motion detectors believed to be able to distinguish between animal and human motion, the perimeter of Area 51 is an obstacle course of guards and gadgets for trespassers. How advanced the sensors scattered around the outskirts of the base is a topic of discussion, with some claiming they can detect the scent of a person. Number 4. Doomsday Seed Vault. Housing over 930,000 different samples of seeds, which consist of around 500 seeds per sample, the Doomsday Seed Vault, or Svalbard Global Seed Vault, is a failsafe for when everything goes down the tubes during a global crisis. Since it's a backup that could potentially save the planet, there's some sense behind the heavy security, which includes motion sensors, airlocks, 3.3-foot thick steel-reinforced concrete, and blast doors. Now, of course, the vault's isolation within a copper mine in the Arctic Circle should be enough to keep it safe. But a flood in May of 2017 caused by melting snow and heavy rain proved that there were still flaws in the vault's design. Number 3. Church of Scientology Vault. There may be a general agreement as to how crazy Scientologists sound in their practice, but if there's one thing we should learn from them, it's secure storage. Hidden in an underground complex in New Mexico, marked by 2 crop circles viewable only from the sky, the vault is said to house steel plates and gold discs inscribed with teachings of the faith. Besides isolation, these plates are protected by 5,000-pound steel doors, armed guards, security cameras, and security gates, all within a complex capable of withstanding a hydrogen bomb. Number 2. The White House. As the residence of the President of the United States and workplace of all factions of American government, the White House should be one of the most secure structures in the country, and for the most part, it is. An iron fence, Secret Service agents scattered about the property, and concrete barriers to prevent vehicles from driving onto the property secure the exterior, while infrared sensors, bulletproof windows, restricted airspace monitored by radar and lasers, and food scanners that check all food that enters the White House provide a greater sense of security. Though runners still find their way onto the property, the Secret Service is quick to respond, sometimes lethally. Number 1. Fort Knox. Pegged as the most secure vault in the world, cracking into the bullion depository in the U.S. Army post of Fort Knox, Kentucky, would require getting around multiple levels of security to access a wealth of secrets and gold. 4-foot-thick granite walls, fire and bulletproof tinted windows, manned security stations, complex surveillance systems, and a 22-ton blast door all work together to protect the contents of Fort Knox. Before one even gets to the security measures, they'll have to find a way around 4 barriers and other suspected defenses like virtual tripwires, landmines, and a satellite defense system. Thanks for watching. Do you know of any other super secure places around the world? Let us know about them in the comments below. Remember to give this video a like. And oh look, here are some more unguarded archive videos you can watch right now.